difficult to understand. Let's see what we could do here. Uh, so this is on page Tov Kuf Sadi Hey. Let me see that we got this. Okay. So try to understand what he's saying. Now we've been talking about Vailaman de Gale Aryasachon. Okay, so that seems to be our subject here, right? And now we're going to go into the beer of the Ramak. It seems like it's got it set up in a special place. So he said over the Siyam. So in conclusion, Na'atek Kam beer Ramak or Yakar. The Maimer Sifra de Tzniutakan, our particular Abba Yasib Beresha, where Abba is at the beginning, or placed at the beginning. Hitlig Lomer Khan Kamen Yonim. So now we want to talk about several different things here. The first one, Rishon Shukasa Betera Irvas Alvicho. So there, what are you talking about here? The nakedness of your father. So he said, B'mora sheyesh irva b'Abba, that lets you know that there is an irva by Abba, Lamala. Now we've been talking about the irva of the separation of Abba from Ima, exposing his yisod. Mora sheyesh irva b'Abba Lamala. There's an irva in regards to Abba on a higher level. And as a result of that irva, which we've discussed a little bit, it lets loose a certain amount of din. Now, so that really presents us with a question of we don't normally say that, although we've seen in the Idris some ideas about the origins of Dinim. Here, let me see if I can get closer to this. This is number test. So he says in number test, he says, Rei Beitz Chaim, this is the word he says, Vazel Lashonu, HaChachma Yesh Ba Dinim. He says, Rak Shehem Nikfim B'Makom Mazeh, but they are actually, I guess, humbled or depressed in this place. Iskapian, so the language, I guess, maybe could be Iskapian Tomon. So their place, they're bent down, or they're humbled, or they're subdued. That's a good word, subdued. This is what the Chayat writes, and I don't think I ever heard of the Chayat before. The Sefer Minchas Yehuda, which comes from the Sefer there, he Chachma Hu Din Adkan. So that's usually we don't think that way. We think that Chachma is the beginning of Chesed. That's the right line. Here he says like this. So let's go on a little bit more. Back up to the top, he said a brevis pasulas the frishno, because in Chachma there are pasulas there. There's a beer problem, a beer taking place there. The frishno b'parshas pekude. And then we have this little number Yud here. Let's see if it says anything. He says, Rei Bezor Sham, Yitzhak Lashono, Barda Basulos Mego Machshava. So we've seen that phrase before. And Machshava really refers to Chochmah. So he said, is Barir Ad Khan. So there's a place of Brira, of a refining. So this is where this phrase that we've seen many times before. So let's say nami bar of the liston la'aba. So I'm not sure what this phrase means here. But we don't have this idea. He says nami also borrow the liston la'aba, that the son, I think he means, and makes a seal for over the father. We're not saying that. I'm not sure what that meant. Besides those actions that extend, he says, the extending actions or the flowing actions, yesh o dinim ba be'ima. Now, besides that, I'm not sure exactly what he meant by that phrase, but let's say that besides what's going on in Abba, there are also dinim in Ima, but so his talkos a chochma memeno, and that happens in the secret of when the chochma leaves her or pulls out from her. Gomer shalach the shalach, we certainly send away. Trin tiruchim kedefrishnu b'tikunim. I looked up this word tiruchim. At least in the Jastro, he says it's like lashon divorce. So that goes along with Omer Shalach the Shalach. Because the Krishna B'Tikunim, he says, Alezecha B'Omer Shnei Arios Hain. Now, what is, say Arios, is that how I want to say it? So he says, Shnei Arios. Let's see, we lost him here. Okay. Okay. So we'll wait here, and Hashem should bring his light of his light to understand this. Okay, so let's go a little bit further. He says, so he says, Arayos Shasol Lamala Arya. So there it's called Arya. The Lamata is called Erva. Now, why did we get into this? I'm not sure we got into this, but let's see. That's what he says. So area is really, you could break it up to the word raw, yak. It's badness in the first two spheros, at least of Abba Ve'ime Loin. Erva is ravak, ravavke. So that's referring to the bottom, the yichud of zun. Of arayos, the ima of trin. So in ima, there are two different kinds of araya. Behem echad. One is the separation of Chachma from her, and then running everything according to that din. Let me just read that again. So she loses her connection. So then whatever the din is, because I'm confused about the word ahu here, he said the particular din is a result of the action, I guess, that causes the separation. So his orders are dinim. And this is the concept of the arousal of dinim. And where's the arousal come from? It comes from machshava, which is chachma. In other words, abba. So there's a separation that's due. So it's hashenis mitzad pa'ulas lamada. The second has to do with the actions down below. Shem mishtalshlus hadinim mimena. This is how the dinim come out from her. And there you see is where dinim grow. Now I'm confused about who's the her here, because he said the shenis beside the pa'ulas lamata has to do with lamata. I would think he was talking about the vav k. Here the rav vav k. But there's a yistantuch of rayos. So here in this idea, we're causing the sealing up or the closing up of these two ervas. Mishnetza Dedech from its two different sides. Abba Yasib Aresha. So trying to fit this together, he says Abba Yasib Aresha. He's placed in the front. He said at the top. He says Mitzias Haosios Mimeno. Now, so it's got me confused. So Abba Yasib Aresha Chatakidas Mitzias Haosios Mimeno. So I'm wondering, mana, does that mean from? It means from her. So is that the case where chachma was used as in a feminine sense? I'm not a little confused. So down here he says, going down to number Yud Aleph. Let's see if I can get us down to Yud Aleph here. So he said Yud Aleph. He says tzarach beer. He says, we've got to explain this. He says, it needs more explanations. But maybe we're missing a little something. Really? Okay. So I feel like, like a lot of times when we're learning, say, the Ramak particularly, or that you're looking at sort of like what I call Roshi Tevos. He introducing ideas, some of which are not so easy to get your hands on. Okay, so let's see, where am I now? That was number Yud Aleph. Okay, so we're kind of like up at the top a little bit. Where is Yud Aleph? Yud Aleph. So he says, "Kedei shebesod rachamav yaster osach bechina." So because here now we see in the secret of his mercy, he is able to hide this bechina. Asher b'lo mitzad hachma. Now, this law now looks like it's talking about Ima. So if I could read back again, so he says, and there you close up the arayos. Mitzius osius mimanu comes from her. And over on this, he says there's something missing in these words, because you were talking about Abba at the head, and now you're talking about the letters are coming out from Ima. So okay, so something missing. Kadesha Besod Rachamav Yaster Bechina, that he'll be able to close up or hide away that Bechina. Asher Olam Mitzad, the Chochma that she has, that she gets from Chochma. Vein Dinim Sholtim B'Sham, and there's no Dinim, though, that really are in control at that point. The Dinim are not, control. Now, this so little hard, there's something missing there. So then he goes from that was Abba Yosef Aresha. That was Abba sits at the top. So Ima is in the middle. So now this is what it is. He says she's in the middle because the dinim that come over there from Chachma. He says that are growing from Chachma. Ain't a nearing cloud. You don't see them at all because she's in the middle. So V'hare Yak, that is Shem Abba Ve'ima, he's talking about Abba Ve'ima Yeloyin, Miyuchedes B'sod HaYichud, so they're joined, made into oneness, B'sod HaYichud, V'chein Einem Nirim Shom Shum Din Klal, so since she closed them up, the source is saying the source of the Dinim is in Abba. But Abba, they're not manifest in Abba, you don't see them at all because she closed them up. Shemismatek Akol, Shemismatek Akol, that's able to sweeten up everything. This is the meaning of the phrase that we saw before, that it's covered over here and it's covered over there. The chaso shnei arayos elu, so in order to cover over these two different places, which means what? Shehem erva the Ava mitzida. This is the erva of Abba, which is, I guess, referring here to his yisod. Mitzida, she covers that up. Mitzida elyon ala chachma, ima chachma. So she's covering that up. Verva didoa, but her own erva, which is her own yisod. Mitzada pa'ulas and imshacha, but man of the mata, it really refers to those things that are actions that have come out below ima, the level of ima, towards our world. And imshacha, but man of the mata, but there's a omavai leman the gale ar yasachon. So that's the reason why we have it in plural. Shehem arayos harbe. There's a lot of haraya, which is said before. Mishnei bechinas to get the Krishna from two different sides. I don't know. He's talking about covering up Abba, and I think he's talking about covering up Ima, but I'm not sure. The erva who gam came la Abba, so there is also an erva by Abba. We don't always think that, but the fact of the matter is that's the yisod. So that's the reason why we have that pasuk in the Torah like that. So now let's go. It's already 7:33. I didn't realize the time is flying like that. So I guess we're running a little bit late. Let me get the other one up. We'll go over to the tip.